iron in their soul. What's up, YouTube? This is your brother Iron and Soul, back today with another very important message. Please subscribe to my channel, like this video, share this video, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about my content. In addition to that, please feel free to follow me over on Instagram at TheKingJabez. It will be greatly appreciated. All right, today's video is for the men. Let's get right to it, guys. Today's video topic is get you a woman while she is young. I repeat, get you a woman while she is young. You say, Iron, what are you talking about? Well, you guys know how I believe, my perspective. You guys are young, healthy men, 18 to 34. So 9 times out of 10, you have a healthy, high sex drive, right? So you are either going to practice retention and celibacy for several years, 1, or 2, you're going to be fornicating with women, which is what a lot of you guys are doing. So to avoid fornication, and obviously some of you are not going to retain from 18 to 25 in most cases. Some of you may, but most of you are not. It's probably in your best interest to find you a quality young woman in your youth, while you are young and while she is young. You say, Iron, what do you mean by that? Let's talk about my family. I'm going to give you the game from my family directly. 3 generations of men. Granddaddy, Unc, and myself. My grandfather, he met my grandmother when they both were 18. They have been together and married over 50 years now. 6 children, 3 boys, 3 girls. One of the boys, of course, is my daddy. Rest in peace, Pretty Percy. That's where I get my good looks from. Pause. And my uncle as well. My uncle, another cool guy. He's a rap. Some of you guys from Maywood probably know my uncle. My uncle's name was Sawbuck. Sawbuck was a very popular local rapper in the town. Back in Maywood, you guys from Chicago, Maywood, Bellwood, you probably know my uncle, Sawbuck. And he got some opportunities. He did some stuff with Def Jam. He had close to getting a break with Rap-A-Lot back in the 90s. And, for whatever reason, it just didn't work out. I'm not quite sure why. My uncle, no homo. He had the look. He's a handsome guy. Charismatic. He was funny, telling jokes, could rap. But for whatever reason, he just didn't get that break. And, and sometimes that's just the way it works with the industry. This is not about the industry, by the way. But kind of a side note, kind of give you the history of the type of guy my uncle was. And so he met his woman, Trina, when she was in high school. He was a little older than her, a few years, and she was 18. And they're both in their 50s now. So what's that? Do the math. No, they've been together about, 30 years at this point? You know what I mean? 2 grown kids, both in college, in their 20s, early 20s. They out here grinding themselves now. You dig what I'm saying? And it worked for them. And then you throw your brother Iron in the category. Big brother Iron. I met my woman when she was 18. She is 31 now. We've been locked in ever since. And in my humble opinion, the relationship has gotten better the more we've been together. We locked in. Relationship going good, you know what I mean? And so I'm telling you from the experience I have seen firsthand with the men in my family, with Granddaddy, Unc, and myself. And for you guys who want a biblical perspective, I'm going to take you to the book. Comment in the comment section, I'm taking you to the book. The Bible talks about the wife of your youth. Notice it doesn't use the word old age. So as far as God's concerned, the Most High, He made you. Come on, let's keep it real. God made you, no time this was you. He gave you testosterone. Okay, that was God's idea. He gave you a sex drive. He gave you the desire for the woman. You understand me? So he gave you that for a reason. For you as a man, I'm talking to you, to pursue a young woman. Okay, stop being nervous, stop being shy, get some courage. Let me talk to you. Because some of you guys, you get around a female and you get nervous. And, I'm not judging you. That's natural. Most of us go through that as young men. Okay, I'm not going to sit there and cap with you. I was a little nervous with my wife back then, too. Let's just keep it real. That's normal for a young man. You see a beautiful young woman, and you're trying to figure out how to approach her without looking thirsty, without looking like a creep, without looking like a goofy. And so all the stuff go through your mind, and you overthink it so much so you don't even pursue it all, right? And then you see it with somebody else, now you got attitude. You understand? So, we have to have that courage to pursue a quality young woman. And she's going to respect this. She's going to see that confidence in you. She's going to appreciate that swagger. That's what swagger really is all about, guys. It means you got confidence. You know how to talk to a woman. You know how to flirt appropriately without coming off as a creep. That's so important. Knowing how to talk to a woman, how to be interesting, right? How to date a young woman, take her somewhere where she can enjoy herself. How to have, a conversation on a date. If you're on a date for an hour or two, you got to talk without being weird, okay? Without running her off, without being too aggressive. So with a young woman, I'm giving you the game now. This is your big brother talking to you. I've been married close to 10 years now. You don't want to be too aggressive because you're running off. And if you're not aggressive enough, you're going to think you don't want her and somebody else will get her. So it's a challenge. It's a wisdom you need there. There's a wisdom you need in trying to find a quality woman. And with that wisdom, sometimes you got to be smart enough to move on and realize this ain't working. Because before I met my wife, like any other guy, I dated some other women. And after a few days, few months, sometimes even up to a year, I found out this ain't it. And so part of that is being strong enough to move on from a relationship that's just not growing. It's dead. So as a young man, you got to move on from a relationship. And then there are times you have to be smart enough to realize what you got and to maintain that. So the topic here is finding your quality woman in your youth. So you're saying, all right, what does the word youth mean? The word youth, from a biblical perspective, you've heard me say this, is a man of military age, 18 to 40 years of age. So, I'm not saying you got to get married right now, but it probably would be in your best interest. If you're 20, unless you plan on being celibate for 10 years, from 20 to 30, which probably not, 9 times out of 10. Some of you will, but most of you are not going to do it. Let's just keep it all the way 1,000. You're this big brother. You can't lie to me. You dig. You say, Iron Wife said, you ain't been celibate 10 months. You're saying about 10 years. Come on. Let's be real here. So with that being said, I believe, looking at the culture you guys live in, this hypersexual culture, let's go ahead and let's tap in now. You know what time it is. In this hypersexualized culture you guys have been thrown into head first, right? And also these young women out here have also been thrown into this culture. It will probably be in your best interest to find you one who you can connect with, build with, and lock in. That way you can avoid, all them sexual soul ties. You can avoid being locked in with all these Jezebels. So the reason I talk about Jezebel is to give you a clear understanding of who she is. So when you have a clear understanding of who Jezebel is, when the right woman comes, you will be able to spot her even quicker. You will see she doesn't have any of those qualities. So when you find you a young woman who doesn't have the qualities of Jezebel, but she has the qualities of a virtuous woman, based on Proverbs 31, by the way. I'm not going to give you all that. Go read it yourself. I can't give you everything. That's up to you. Go read that. Proverbs 31. Pause. The virtuous woman. Look those traits up. And when you see those traits in a woman, that's who you want to pursue. So what do you need first as I close this? I'm going to make this short and sweet. What do you need as a young man before you really date a woman? Seriously. You don't have to have a lot of money. You don't have to be rich, because it may take you 5-10 years before you actually get wealthy. Wealth takes time. Yeah, you got your influencers who get it quicker than others. It's not going to happen for everybody. Okay, so you see somebody online, they're 24, they're making $100,000 a year or more. That may not be you, my boy. Okay? So if you're waiting for that, you may be waiting until you're about 35, 40. For some of you. So what you do need is two things. You need to understand who God is, the Most High, an understanding of God's word, right? To be a spiritual leader. And you need to have a job to be a material provider. That's it. You ain't got to be rich. You ain't got to be no prophet. I ain't telling you got to be T.D. Jakes and nothing like that. I ain't saying all that. But having some knowledge about who God is, something, you understand, and a job. And in this modern world, probably 2, 3, to be honest, depending on how things are going. And that's fine too. Or one good one, one of the two. Either one good one or two ones that are decent so you can make it. 2 in the business. However, that's up to you as a man to figure that out. You know what I mean? However you figure that out. And with that base, if you have a spirituality about yourself and you're working and making some type of money consistently, and you're taking care of yourself, you're in good shape, you are qualified to date. Okay? Stop listening to these people online about you got to have $100,000 or $400,000, all this old crazy stuff people are saying to keep you away from your woman. Stop listening to that stuff. It don't take all that. And if it takes all that, she don't want you no way. Hello. Because if a woman wants you, she don't need all that from you anyway, to be honest. So guys, it's just a little talk for you. I'm not going to make this a long video. I want to give you some short game in about 10 minutes. Give you something to just kind of digest and think about. And that is finding you a quality woman in your youth. I'm going to say somewhere between 18 and 30, to be honest. For you guys who are older than that, that's fine too. Of course, you can get married anytime. You can get married at 40, 50 if you want to. That's cool. But I'm talking primarily to these guys 18 to 30, 31, 32. Get you a quality woman. Okay, find her. He who finds a wife. That's what the Bible says. You got to find her. That means you have to search. Go to the right places. You're not going to find her at the strip club. You're not going to find her. Let's just keep it a stack. You're not going to find her on OnlyFans site. You understand? You're not going to find her at a club at 3 o'clock in the morning, popping bottles. Find her in the right place. You say, where's that at? I don't know. You got to figure it out. Them dating apps ain't not, from what I hear, I ain't never been on them, but from what I hear from you guys, that ain't it either. So I don't know, man. Figure it out. Something. It probably ain't a dating app. It probably ain't a club. Probably definitely ain't a strip club. You in a strip club, she listened to Megan Thee Stallion. Hands on my thighs, shaking, on my thought us, you dig? that ain't it, my boy. That ain't it. She turned up at the club 2 a.m. That ain't your wife. That's everybody's wife. Let me stop playing with y'all. Pause. But anyway, this is your brother Honest Soul. Be blessed. Peace.